Hi Maryville, my name is Mary Ashley Seabrick and I'm the graduate intern on staff at the counseling department this year. I wanted to offer y'all a few tips about body awareness in this time where lots of you may be places that you never expected to be right now as you try to finish out this semester, which is very hard. And then what's even harder is if you're in a place that you really don't want to be right now. When anxiety is coming up, when stress is coming up as you're just trying to live daily life, but also finish school. So one thing I'm really passionate about is learning about how our body actually informs and tells us a lot about what our emotions are. So I'm going to give you 3 tips to kind of help you gain a little bit more control about what you're experiencing day to day, to be able to even gain a little bit more knowledge about yourself and what causes you stress. So the first one is called grounding, and it's the idea that it might be helpful throughout the day or when you wake up to just take a second to look around your environment. One thing that people like to do is to go through your 5 senses, and so to list out, for example, 5 things that you're touching, 4 things that you're hearing, 3 things that you're seeing, so on and so forth. What this does is allows your nervous system to acclimate to where you are. And so while you might not be in a place that you would necessarily say causes you stress right off the bat, there might be people in your environment, things going on in your environment, constant Zoom calls happening that are causing you stress. And so one way to downregulate your system, your body's system, is to take a second and let your nervous system acknowledge what's around you and then come back to the present. So if I were here, I would notice the green trees behind me. I would notice the sound of the wind. I would notice that my hands are touching my lap, so on and so forth. Another tip that I utilize with my clients a lot and do in my own life as well is when I am feeling any sort of uncomfortable feeling, whether that's anxiety or whatever that is for you, but let's call it anxiety right now. I try to identify where that is. And so lots of times it resides in your chest. The reason for that is that's where a lot of your internal organs are located. So people typically feel it in the middle of their body. So a helpful thing that I guide myself through, as well as people I'm working with, is what does this anxiety look like in you? Let's call it a block of ice. If you feel really tense and it feels like a block of ice and like you're frozen, you're numb, and you're just anxiety filled. That's huge to be able to note what it feels like to you, how big it is. Does the block of ice cover your whole chest? Does it extend down to your legs at all? Is it just near the top of your chest? Locating where that is a really powerful thing, because day to day you can take notes of, does it feel bigger today? When something comes on the TV, on news, does it get worse? Does it feel tighter? When someone comes in the room, does it feel worse? Does it feel better when you are talking to a friend? What actually moves that anxiety and affects it, and how is it doing day to day? How is it changing? And then another tip is finding the antidote, is what I call it. And so while this might not be a cure-all for what you're experiencing, it is a huge way to gain some power in a really seemingly powerless situation right now. So find the antidote, as I like to call it, would be if you feel like your chest is a block of ice, you thinking, okay, what could actually affect change on that? So I'm going to make up an antidote today. It could be melting the ice. And so you picture yourself pouring steaming hot water on that block of ice of your chest. And then you're thinking out, as you're preparing this antidote for yourself, what's going to help melt it? Is it going outside for longer? Is it committing to going on a walk for an hour every day? Is it reading a book? Is it calling a friend? Is it changing up your schedule in some way to treat what you're experiencing inside your body and thus making the day a little bit easier? And so, like I said, this is not meant to be a cure-all, but it actually teaches you so much about what's happening to you and gives you a lot of control about the stimuli around you that are interacting with you and causing those emotions that cause discomfort. So if you have any further questions on this, feel free to reach out to the counseling department staff, reach out to anybody that would be able to contact me. I'm happy to be in conversation with y'all about anything and everything if you want to know more about how to take care of yourself and how to specifically take care of your body during this time. I'm wishing you all love and best wishes as you finish out this semester. I have so much empathy for you as you try to do this, and I have all the belief in the world that you're going to do it well.